Tasmania's retiring Chief Magistrate has spoken out against two major legal reforms being planned by the state government. After almost 30 years on the bench, Michael Hill says suspended sentences are an important part of the court's options. And he says he can't see the point of imposing an extra levy on the guilty, as well as existing fines and court costs.
This is what the courts looked like when Michael Hill became a magistrate in 1988. But it's not just the aesthetics that's changed in the 27 years the now Chief Magistrate has sat on the bench. He's pioneered therapeutic jurisprudence in Tasmania, believing that in many of the 30,000 cases that go through Tasmania's courts each year, court-ordered rehabilitation or treatment is a better option than jail.
The majority of them suffer from difficulties such as mental health and the other areas that I've spoken about. So if we are going to try and stop the numbers and stop the revolving door, we really have to do something about the conditions which really are the motivating forces behind their offending.
He was instrumental in introducing the Mental Health Division into the Magistrates' Court. He's also helped establish the Drug Court, where defendants commit to a program of rehabilitation, including regular drug testing. But he says there's more that can be done.
The court doesn't run programs. The court can facilitate the referral of people into programs. But it's disappointing when we attempt to do some good work with people when we see that there's really nowhere for us to send them.
He's dealt with tens of thousands of cases, some of them with horrific details, but has somehow managed to avoid becoming jaded.
The exchanges can be quite jovial. Other times not so. But, you know, we're dealing with human beings and we want to make it a human system so that they're part of that system and so that they're listened to and not just simply treated like they're on a conveyor belt.
But he admits there are cases that have lingered.
When I was doing what was then a child welfare case, now a child protection case, when I had to make an order that a young child was taken from its mother for various reasons, and she reacted with great distress and emotion, and I've never forgotten that particular case.
After the birth of two new grandchildren and the death of his brother this year, Mr Hill is stepping down from the bench.
Oh, I'm a bit wistful about it, a bit sad. I really enjoy the job, but I think the time's come for me to just move on to some other things.
The magistrate, famed for his therapeutic approach, leaves with some concerns about where justice is headed. The Liberal government is pushing ahead with scrapping suspended sentences.
I've always thought suspended sentences to be a very effective weapon in the court's armoury of sentencing options, and I still think that.
And imposing a levy on people if convicted.
I really can't see where it'll help at all, but you know, I've always had a bit of an issue with increasing pecuniary penalties when there isn't a commensurate increase in the incomes available to the persons who come to the courts.
His final day is Wednesday. Launceston-based magistrate Michael Brett will be the state's new Chief Magistrate. Edith Bevin, ABC News.